Hello and welcome back. In this video, we are going to go over how to edit Smart Slider. Now, Smart Slider is what is normally used for your homepage leaderboard area or homepage slideshow. So the easiest way, there's a couple of ways you can get to Smart Slider in the dashboard. The easiest way would be to hover over Smart Slider, hover over Edit Slider, and go to, it'll either say homepage slider or homepage leaderboard, however it's labeled, but that's the one that you always want to go to. Or if you want to go to the dashboard first, you can click on Smart Slider. This is the more roundabout way in doing it. But this will take you to like the dashboard, or excuse me, like the welcome screen, and then you can go to the dashboard from here. From here, you can review the tutorial slider, which is always going to be in Smart Slider in case you just want to learn more about it. Or if you just want to go straight to your particular slider or leaderboard area, you can just click on edit on the homepage slider leaderboard. Again, it'll be labeled accordingly in your dashboard. Okay. So in this particular screen, this is the general settings screen. If your homepage just has a leaderboard, which is just one static image with text on it, you're only going to see one slide right here. If your homepage has a slider, you're going to see multiple slides. Um, at any rate, you can edit these slides however you need to, but on this particular page, these are like the general things that you can do with the slider. So like the general tab is pretty much just like giving you like the name and stuff. This is the short code that can be used on on specific pages. This is the code that can be implemented directly into the theme. This is usually how we set it up. Size is where you can get the dimensions of your images. Sometimes they are larger than 1500 by 500. Sometimes they're like 1500 by 800. It really just depends. But at any rate, you can come to the size tab, and if you're looking to add more images, like you want to make this a slider, then you can just get those dimensions from here. Okay. Controls. This is pretty much like if you do have a slider, you can set up, like the different arrows and stuff like that. Animations, this is like for the slide animation. So you just, you have a couple of different options for that. Autoplay is where you would go if again, you just have the leaderboard set up and not a slider. Autoplay is where you want to go to set that up if you are planning to make this a slideshow. Okay. So definitely just keep that in mind. All right. So you can definitely go over optimize and slides and developer. Definitely feel free to just kind of poke around and look around. But at any rate, you'd most likely be editing the slide that already exists. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and edit this slide right here. And this is going to take us into kind of like a visual editor where we can just like play around with, the different stylings and content and stuff like that. There's a bunch of different things that can be added to these particular slides. Okay. So in this case, all this is just one background image and text and a button. If you ever need to edit anything that is laying on top of this background image, whether it's another image or text or like some paragraph text or a button, all you have to do is just click on the things. Okay. So if you wanted to edit what this text says, once you click on it, you'll see that it comes over here, that it'll show you under this content tab. This is where you can update the text. You don't have to do anything else really because it's all done for you. Okay. The styling is all done for you, but if you wanted to change up anything, you absolutely can do that. Okay. Animations are only in the pro version. If you do have the pro version, then you would have animation options from here. And all that means is like you can set this to like fade in and same with that. So that's all that means. Okay. All right. So that explains this. This is a button. This is again, the styling is already set as far as like the normal and the hover are concerned. Um, But again, if you wanted to come in here and kind of, mess around with the different, fonts and stuff like that, like for example, there's a bunch of different fonts in here that you can choose from. I'm just going to change this to Railway. Okay. And then I'm just going to hit save because I made a change. Okay. So that's pretty much it on that. But again, if I wanted to change what this button says, like if I wanted to say read more, or if I wanted to say, sign up or whatever it is, that's where I can set that here. Also, for buttons, you can set links. Okay. So you can press this plus sign. You can paste in a URL from here. If you had content, like posts or pages, you can select that from here. So we're going to just do that. We're going to insert that here, and that's all set. You can also just paste in a URL right here. Just make sure you take out that pound symbol, and you're going to want to hit save. And that's pretty much it. So another cool thing is that you can update this background image. So if this was just your leaderboard on the home page that you're like, you know what, I want to swap out the image, you can absolutely do that. Just remember to get the dimensions from that first screen that I showed you. Pretty much once you're in the dashboard and you edit the slider or leaderboard, you're going to want to go to the size tab and it will give you the dimensions. If you don't have access to crop any images prior to, that's okay. But just keep in mind that if you are going to upload an image that is larger than those dimensions, or if they are smaller means it's going to pixelize or just be really like pixelated. Larger is going to mean that it just crops it however it's going to crop it. So there's a lot of online photo editing tools out there that you can use. For editing, but this might be one of those things that you reach out to our updates team to have them do for you. Just keep that in mind, as you're, editing this part of the website. But at any rate, maybe there's some other leaderboard images that you want to use that are already in your media library that you want to use here. So to do that, you could just X out of this, hit the plus sign right here, and you can select the image that will show up in your media library. Just waiting for it to load. Okay. And that's pretty much it. So in this case, we'll go with this one, as this one is a, yeah. So that's pretty much it for that. And then once you've done that, there is one last thing you'd have to do if you are going to edit that background image, and that is to update the thumbnail. And that is because once you change the image, um, it doesn't update the thumbnail. So once you've done that, just remove the thumbnail that is there and just hit save. So usually it just kind of generates a new one for you. If not, you can come in here, press the plus sign, grab that same image and select it from here. Sometimes it updates on its own, sometimes it doesn't. But at any rate, that's how you could do that. So um, but that's pretty much it as far as like editing the content goes. You also can modify how this looks on different devices. So you can do that by hovering over the computer icon right here. Right now, it's showing us what it looks like on laptop screens or larger. This is what it would look like on tablet, and this is what it would look like on mobile. Okay. Um, if you are running into like your text being too large for mobile, then once you're in this view, click on the text, go to style, scroll down here, and on the responsive side of things, you can use this text scale to make it smaller. So that way it kind of fits better and it's not like taking up a lot of space. Okay. And it's just a percentage. So you can just kind of mess around with it as needed. All right. And again, if you make changes, just hit save and that's it. So to get back into the dashboard from here, you would just click dashboard. There is one last thing I am going to show you. So you do have other options right here just to explain everything. This is a heading, so that's what this is. This is just paragraph text. So for example, if you want to drag some paragraph text in here, this is, how it would show up. Um, but if not, you can always just hit undo. This is an image. You can insert images that, like if you have like a logo or something. This is a button. And then this is a row and column setup. So like if you have a row, so like get things to like sit side by side, this is how you do that. Okay. So so yeah. So say you wanted to add more things, like sitting side by side to each other, that would be, you could do that, and you could do that. Okay. So that's pretty much, that's all that is. So all right. So that just kind of concludes Smart Slider. I'm just gonna save this, and that's pretty much it. Again, to get back into the dashboard, you can just click on dashboard, and this will take you back to the dashboard where everything shows up. All right. And thank you very much.